Let's talk about one of the wildest-looking objects in our cosmic neighborhood, Messier 82. You probably know it as the Cigar galaxy. For years and years, it's been this huge puzzle for astronomers. But it turns out, this galaxy has been hiding a massive secret. It's been wearing a disguise, and it's all hidden behind this incredible display of cosmic fireworks.
And yeah, you can see the problem right away. When you look at an image like this, it looks exactly like an explosion in space. You've got these gigantic plumes of superheated gas just blasting out from the center. For a while, astronomers actually did call it an exploding galaxy. But, and this is the key, it's not. That explosive look is totally misleading. What we're really seeing is a galaxy going through an unbelievably violent but totally natural process.
So what in the universe could make a galaxy look like this? And what is it hiding underneath all that chaos? Well, that is the cosmic detective story we are going to unravel right now. Okay, first up, a galaxy in disguise. See, to really get M82's secret, you have to understand its case of mistaken identity. For almost half a century, it just didn't fit into any of our neat little boxes for what a galaxy should look like, and it left astronomers just scratching their heads. So here are the vitals. M82 is about 12 million light-years away in Ursa Major. It's got a few other names, like NGC 3034 and ARP 337. But look at its type. Historically, it was classified as amorphous, which is basically a scientific way of saying we have no idea what shape this thing is. It was the cosmic junk drawer for weird-looking galaxies. And that label, well, it was a huge clue that something really strange was going on. So that's piece number one of our puzzle. Why did it look so completely shapeless?
Well, the answer doesn't actually start inside M82. It starts next door with its neighbor. And you know, every good mystery needs a suspect. And in this case, our suspect is an absolute heavyweight.
That's right. The number one suspect for all the chaos happening in M82 is that gorgeous, massive spiral galaxy M81. This whole thing was triggered by a close and gravitationally violent flyby with its much, much bigger neighbor. This cosmic clash was the first domino to fall in a chain reaction that would completely remake M82. And this timeline really lays out the whole story. Let's walk through it. It all kicked off around 500 million years ago with that close encounter. M81's huge gravity basically acted like a giant siphon, pulling enormous amounts of gas into the core of M82. All that gas was fresh fuel, and it ignited this furious wave of star formation, what we call a starburst, that peaked about 150 million years ago. Now get this, the event was so violent it actually shut down star formation across the rest of the galaxy. It snuffed it out, and that concentrated all the action into this tiny central zone where, as you can see, it is still raging today. So what does a starburst on this scale actually look like? Well, it's a massive eruption of creation and destruction all happening at the same time. A starburst galaxy is basically a galaxy that slammed its foot on the accelerator. It's forming stars at this frantic, totally unsustainable pace. It's burning through its gas so fast that there's no way it can keep it up for long. And M82, well, it's the textbook example. It's our closest and clearest look at this incredible phenomenon.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting. What happens when you form that many stars that quickly? Well, all the new massive stars, they live fast and die young, exploding as supernova. When you have a constant barrage of explosions in such a small area, it generates so much energy that it literally blows hot gas right out of the galaxy. This is the superwind that creates those dramatic red plumes we see on all the pictures.
I absolutely love this analogy from our source material. The dense, gas-rich core of M82 is like a bag of microwave popcorn. One supernova goes off, and it heats and compresses the gas right next to it. That pressure then triggers a whole cascade of more star formation and, you guessed it, more supernovae. It's this runaway chain reaction, all packed into the galaxy's tiny core.
And we can even put a number on it. M82 sees about one supernova explosion every 10 years. Now that might not sound like much, but for a single galaxy, that is an astonishingly high rate. It's this relentless pumping of energy that powers that superwind and puffs up the whole galaxy's core.
Okay, so we have our cause, that run-in with M81, and we have the effect, this insane starburst. But that still doesn't explain the disguise, right? To solve the final piece of this puzzle, astronomers had to look at M82 in a whole different light. Literally.
And this right here is the smoking gun. This is the key piece of evidence. Look at the image on the top left. That's M82 in visible light, what our own eyes would see. It's a complete miss, right? Dark dust lanes, chaotic light. This is that amorphous galaxy everyone saw for decades. But now, Look at the image on the top right. This is the same galaxy, but seen in near-infrared light, which can slice right through all that dust. And what do you see emerging from the haze? Structure, order, and right there, plain as day, is a clear, distinct bar at the center of the galaxy.
So here's the big reveal. The starburst itself created the disguise. All those huge clouds of dust and gas that got kicked up by the intense star formation and all those supernovae, they acted like a giant dusty curtain, completely hiding the galaxy's true shape from us.
So once astronomers could finally peek behind that dusty veil, they could map out the real structure. And the truth is, M82 isn't amorphous or irregular at all. It's a barred spiral galaxy. It has a shape a lot like our own Milky Way, believe it or not. It's just one that's been through a really, really traumatic event. The case of the exploding galaxy was finally closed.
So solving this mystery is more than just a cool piece of cosmic trivia. The story of M82 actually has some really profound implications for how we understand the way galaxies live, grow, and change over time.
Because it's so close to us, M82 is basically a perfect natural laboratory. In it, we can study the whole starburst process up close. We can see thousands of these super star clusters being born, which many now think are the modern-day versions of ancient globular clusters. We can even find fossil regions in its disk that act like a historical record of the event, almost like cosmic archaeology. But maybe most importantly, M82 gives us a front-row seat to the kind of violent, crazy events that were probably super common in the early universe, and helps us piece together the story of how all galaxies, including ours, came to be.
And that just leaves us with this one fascinating thought to chew on. M82 proved that a galaxy's appearance can be incredibly deceiving. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? As we look deeper out into the cosmos, how many other galaxies are out there, hiding their own explosive secrets, just waiting for us to find the right way to look.